Well, hello again, and welcome to our reading of the Greek New Testament. I'm reading the first epistle of John and up to chapter 4. Agapetoi me panti pneumati pistuete, ala dokimazdeti ta pneumata e ectu theoestin, hoti polloi pseudo prophetai ex ele luthasin es ton cosmon, en tuto ginosketi to pneuma tu theou, pan pneuma homologe Iesun Christon en saki ele luthota ec tu theoesti. I'll just pause there. So, beloved, and we get may plus an imperative, and we get some nice sounds in all this. Actually, you don't get much of this sound patterns in biblical Greek. You do in classical Greek, but it's agapetoi me panti pneumata pistuete. So you get that constant pi sounds as you read through. You get another pneumata here, and polloi, and pseudo prophetai. These are, when you get these in classical Greek, it generally means that there's some kind of strong language coming, or some emphatic language. Whether that has the effect here, I'm not sure, but I just noted in passing. So, beloved, do not trust or do not believe, and it takes a dative, each spirit. Allah dokimazdete, another imperative. Dokimazdo is to test, put to the test, try out, check out whether it's valid. So, but test, and these are all second person plurals, test the spirits if, now we've got a neuter plural, so it's a singular verb, so if they are from God, hoti polloi, because many pseudo-prophetai, pseudos and prophetes, many false prophets, ex ele luthasin is the third person plural perfect from ex plus erchomai. So this is the perfect, elelutha is the perfect from erchomai, and this is the third person plural. So because many false prophets have come out, eis ton cosmon, into the world. En tuto, in this, you know the Spirit of God. What he means is in the following you know. So this is referring to something that's coming up here. So in this you know the Spirit of God, each spirit which homologe confesses, agrees, for homologeo. It's that logio connected with lego, to speak, and then homo meaning the same thing. So each spirit which confesses or agrees that Jesus the Messiah. Now we get a perfect participle. It's that same root we had up here from elelutha, from erchomai, having come en saki, in the flesh, is from God. So every spirit which confesses that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is from God. Again, you need to consult the commentaries here, but at this stage there were some who were claiming that Jesus was not real human being, with some kind of apparition, and presumably the writer here is condemning this particular viewpoint. Kai pan pneuma, and every spirit, the one who does not, that which does not confess, and we get a may here. You'd expect an u, but we get a may. Variant readings here as well. So who does not confess Jesus, another variant reading as well. I'll leave you to consult the commentaries on these things. And then it's ectu theo uk estin, is not from God. Kai tu to estin, to tu antichristu, ho ake koati hoti ergotai, kai nun en ter cosmo estinade, humes ectu theoesti techna kai nenike autus, hoti medzon estin ho en humin e ho en ter cosmo. Autoi ectu cosmu esin, dia tuto ectu cosmu lelusin, kai ho cosmos auton acue. Hemes ek tu theoesmen ho ginoskomen ton theon akue hemon hos uk estin ek tu theo uk akue hemon. Et tu ginoskomen top pneuma tes aletheas kai top pneuma tes planes. And this is, well, we're not told what the top refers to, but perhaps this is the trick or the thing, or it could be agreeing with pneuma that this is the spirit of the Antichrist. I think that's probably likely, given we've had various references to spirit before, and top is neuter, as is pneuma. So this is perhaps the spirit of the Antichrist, that which, this is a perfect, this writer likes perfect forms, good practice without perfect. This is the perfect from akuo, that which you have heard, that he is coming, and now is already enter cosmo in the world. Humes esti, you, and it's emphatic, the second person plural, so you are from God. It's this funny use of ek. It may mean on the side of God, perhaps, or you are, I'll just do it literally, you are from God, my children. Kai neni ke kati, another perfect. This is from nikao, it's an alpha contract verb, so you get a lengthening here, it's a perfect form. And you have conquered autus them. Hoti maidzon estin, the one who is in humin, who is in you, is maidzon greater, and that goes with the a, greater than the one who is in the world. So the one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world. Autoi, they, asin are, ek tu cosmos, this ek again, so on the side of the world or from the world. And on account of this, they, they speak ek tu cosmo, literally from the world, and the world hears them. Akuo takes a genitive. So slightly oddish sentence here. So they are from the world, and on account of this, they speak. We might say perhaps the things from the world. It's just got they speak from the world. Perhaps they speak on the side of the world, and the world hears them. We are esmin ek tu theou, on the side of God or from God. The one knowing, participle again, God hears us. Hos ugestin, so God hears us. The one who is not from God or on the side of God, ukakue heimin, does not hear us. Ek tutu, as a result of this, or from this perhaps, ginoskomin, we know the spirit of truth, kai top pneuma tes planes, and the spirit of error. Now this is plane, it's an abstract noun and connected with the verb planao that we've had numerous times here, meaning to cause to wander, and hence this means an error, leading astray and so on. So the spirit which leads us astray, the spirit of error. Next paragraph continues, agapetoi agapomen alelus, hoti he agape ek tu theoestin, kai pas ho agapon ek tu theo gegenetai kai genoske ton theon, home agapon uk egno ton theon, hoti hotheos agape estin, en tuto phanerothe he agape tu theo en hemin, hoti ton huion autu ton monogene apestalken, hotheos est ton cosmon, hinatse somen di autu. En tuto estin he agape, uk hoti hemes agape kamen ton theon, Alhoti autos agapesen hemas kai epistelenton huionautu hilasmon periton hamation hemon. Agapetoi hutos hotheos agapesen hemas kai hemas ophelomen alelus agapan hion udes po poti tethiatai ean agapomen alelus hotheos en hemin mene kai agapeautu en hemin teteleomenaestin. So, beloved, we get another hortatory subjunctive, I think, here. Let us love. It's the same form as the indicative, but I think it must be a hortatory subjunctive here. Let us love one another, because love is, that's the is here, from God. Kaipan hot agapone, participle. Each person loving. Gegenetai, that's that perfect passive again from genao with two news. Alpha privative, to beget in the passive, to be begotten or born. So each person who loves has been born from God and knows God. The one not loving does not know God, hoti hotheos agapeestin, because God is love. In this, phanerothe, the love of God, phanerothe we've had many times, it's that aorist passive, has been revealed in heimin, in us or among us. The hoti, because, now the main verb is here, and there's the subject and main verb. Apistalken, another perfect, this is from apostello, so you get a vowel gradation. Because it's got a double consonant, you can't reduplicate, so it just augments, and the ket here tells you it's perfect. So in this, God has sent ton monogene, his only begotten son, his son, the only begotten one, into the world, hina, in order that, tsesomen, we might live. This is a aorist subjunctive from tsao, to live, in order that we might live diautu, through him. Now, interesting use of monogene here, because that of course occurs in John's Gospel as well, and it doesn't occur very often elsewhere in the New Testament, I think. I just make that point in passing. So because God has sent his Son, the only begotten one, the monogene, the only born one, into the world in order that we might live through him. And tuto esti he agape, in this is love, not that, hemes, we. Now here's another perfect. You don't see the perfect of this verb terribly often. This is from agapao, an alpha contract verb, and then we get our kappa alpha cluster, which tells us it's perfect. Not that we have loved God, but that he, and goes back to an aorist, he loved us, and he sent his Son, and this is in apposition to the huion, as a hilasmos, as a propitiation. And I think he uses that word earlier in this letter as well, as a propitiation regarding our sins. Agapetoi, beloved, if God, hutos in this way, agapesen aorist, loved us, we, and now the kai is also here, so we also ought, from aphelo, we ought, and takes an infinitive, agapan, that's the infinitive from agapao, so it's agapaein, and it contracts. So we ought also to love alelus one another. Theonudes, another perfect here. This is tethiatai. This is the perfect from theaamai. It's a middle verb. So this is a perfect middle form. It's cognate with our word theatre. There is a word thea, meaning a spectacle, not to be confused with thea, which is a goddess. This is a different root completely. This is thea, is the root to see. It's actually connected in mathematics with the word theorem as well. So this is the perfect from theaomai, to behold. So no one popoti ever has seen theon God. If we love one another, Hotheos in heimen mene, God remains in us or among us, and his love. Now here we get a perfect passive. It's a periphrastic perfect passive. The verb is teleoo is the verb. It's like teleo. This is just another form of it. It's teleoo. And this is a perfect passive participle, and it's being used with the verb to be. So it's a periphrastic perfect passive. So his love has been perfected in heimin, in us. So just to do that last bit again. No one ever has seen God. If we love one another, God remains among us, and his love has been made perfect, has been perfected in heimin, among us or in us. And that's the end. That's the first part of chapter 4.